Have you ever wondered if choosing to walk alone means you're doomed to live a miserable life? Society constantly tells us that being alone is a terrible fate, especially for men. They say that if you don't chase relationships, build a family, or surround yourself with a crowd, you're destined to die alone, forgotten and unhappy. But what if that's just another lie society tells you to keep you in line? What if the real tragedy isn't dying alone, but living a life full of fake relationships, meaningless connections, and wasted time? Welcome back to Alpha Man Cave. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more intriguing content on the Sigma mindset, masculinity, and living life on your own terms. Now, let's dive into the truth no one tells you about Sigma males and their choice to be alone. 1. Being alone and being lonely are not the same thing. Most people fear being alone because they confuse it with loneliness. Society has taught them that if you're not surrounded by people, you must be suffering. But Sigma males understand something most people don't. You can be in a room full of people and still feel completely alone. Think about it. How many relationships do you know of where people secretly hate being with each other? How many friendships exist just out of convenience or obligation? And how many men are stuck in marriages where they feel like strangers in their own homes? That's real loneliness. Sigma males would rather be alone by choice than be stuck in situations like that. They see solitude not as a punishment but as a form of power. When you're alone, you gain clarity because you're not distracted by fake relationships. You get freedom because no one controls or manipulates you, and you build inner strength because you're self-sufficient. Sigmas don't avoid relationships because they can't have them. They avoid them because most relationships today are built on neediness and mind games. They'd rather walk alone than be surrounded by the wrong people. 2. Sigma males are hard to get close to, and that's intentional. People love to say that Sigma males have no friends, but that's not true. They just don't let just anyone into their lives. Most people call someone a friend after just a few months of knowing them, without even seeing their true character. They keep toxic friends just because they're afraid of being alone. Sigma males don't operate that way. They take their time to observe people, how they treat others, how they handle stress, and whether they're genuine or just pretending to be someone they're not. If someone doesn't pass that test, the Sigma keeps them at a distance, permanently. This careful approach makes it hard for most people to get close to a Sigma male. They might think he's cold, distant, or uninterested. But in reality, he just values quality over quantity. Sigmas would rather have one loyal friend than 100 fake ones. While most guys waste time on shallow connections, Sigmas invest in the people who truly matter. 3. The wrong relationship can destroy a Sigma male. For a Sigma male, the wrong relationship is far more dangerous than being alone. Imagine this. Sigmas are independent thinkers who value their freedom. Now imagine them stuck in a relationship with someone who's needy, controlling, or manipulative. That's not just uncomfortable, that's soul-crushing. Most relationships today are built on dependency. One person needs the other for emotional support, financial stability, or social status. Sigma males don't operate that way. They don't want a relationship just for the sake of having one. They want a connection that enhances their life, not one that drains them. That's why many Sigma males choose to remain single rather than risk their peace of mind. It's not about being afraid of commitment. It's about valuing their own freedom and independence. They don't need someone who constantly seeks reassurance or wants to change who they are. 4. Sigma males choose legacy over social approval. Most people live for validation. They want to be liked, accepted, and remembered by everyone around them. But Sigma males? They're not chasing temporary applause. They're focused on something bigger. They care about leaving a lasting legacy. While others waste their lives on meaningless friendships, fake relationships, and shallow social circles, the Sigma male is building something that will outlast him. Think about historical figures like Nikola Tesla or Leonardo da Vinci. Men who walked alone because they were too focused on changing the world. They weren't interested in social approval. They were driven by purpose. Sigma males share this mindset. They don't want to live by society's script of settling down, building a family, and entertaining people who don't truly matter. Instead, they invest their time in their passions, skills, and personal growth. They're not here to impress. They're here to make a difference. 5. Dying alone doesn't mean dying without purpose. One of the biggest lies society tells you is that if you die alone, your life had no meaning. But how many people die surrounded by friends and family, but still feel empty and unfulfilled? Having people around you in your final moments doesn't mean you lived a successful life. Sigma males know that the quality of life is not measured by the number of people around you. It's measured by how true you stayed to yourself. Some of the most impactful people in history didn't have massive social circles, yet their influence lives on. Dying alone isn't the real tragedy. The real tragedy is living a fake life, pretending to be someone you're not just to keep people around. Sigmas would rather walk alone in truth than be surrounded by people who never understood them. If you've made it this far, one thing is clear: you think differently from the average guy. Sigma males aren't afraid of being alone. They're afraid of wasting their lives on fake relationships and meaningless connections. They live for themselves, not for society's approval. So, what do you think? Is being alone a weakness or a strength? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Alpha Man Cave for more thought-provoking content. Stay strong, stay true, and I'll see you in the next one.